and I already got the week planned out. And I better take advantage of it because my wife has to travel 2 more times after that. And I can't go with her. Dang it. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Y'all wouldn't know it, but we had a pretty late night last night. But I am thrilled as ever to tell y'all good morning. Welcome to the sleepy-eyed, manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us, and I knew that would get Droid laughing because we talked off the air before we came on about how sleepy we all were. This portion presented by BetUS.com. That's where we get all of our spreads when we do our picks every Friday, and there may be a new sponsor coming aboard, so watch your eyes for that. Quickly, let's go to Droid. We got some breaking news. Take it, Droid.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a few moments on the podcast where we decide, talk off topic of sports. But this event not only affects sports, but it could also affect families, homes, and lives in Florida, as there is a hurricane called Hurricane Milton coming to hit South Florida. And due to that, Tampa Bay will be delaying their opening night, and Florida will soon follow suit, as they have also delayed their ring ceremony in brace for impact of the storm. If you have family down in Florida, send them all the love, all the prayers.
Yes.
And we send all the love and prayers to people down in Florida who will be affected by this hurricane.
Yeah, we do. We send all of it. As crazy as we can be on this show, we all know family is the most important thing. And for everyone that potentially could be affected by this hurricane, our love and our prayers are with you. And there's something that's turning in the back of my head about what we can do here at Snowman Multimedia and all of our other outlets to help you. Let us put it together, and we will do what we can to help you. That's our breaking news for this morning.
The Southeast can't get a break, I swear.
No,
They
man.
really can't.
2 hurricanes back to back? Are we joking?
It's
Look, I
hurricane.
lived through a couple of them. I mean, hell, Jody and I lived in North Carolina, for God's sakes.
I
Right.
remember I was in Savannah on vacation when a tropical storm hit.
Yeah.
That sucked because they literally told us stay indoors,
Mhm.
do not go outside. I'm like, I'm gonna go outside, and I regretted that decision 5 minutes later as I had a
Listen.
wasp hit my face.
Listen, 1995, when I lived in Greensboro, we were warned. We were warned that a hurricane could hit us. And we were told the same thing. Do not go outdoors. I took one step outside and that wind hit. I pulled my foot back. I pulled my foot back in the apartment, slammed the door, locked it, and went back to bed. Like, oh, hell to the no.
But I live in Kansas, so I'm more used to severe thunderstorms and tornadoes.
Yeah.
And I've lived through a few F5s in my lifetime. The
God.
El Reno tornado, I forgot what it's called, but I think it was like the Tulsa tornado as well.
Yeah.
And then there was 3 years after I was born was the Greensburg tornado that happened down in the southwestern part of Kansas, and that was devastating. Literally wiped a town off the map. That was so I know how devastating Mother Nature can be, and if there are any efforts that us at Snowman in the Morning could do to help the people who are either currently evacuating or have already been affected by this hurricane, we will find out.
Yeah, we are definitely going to find out, because even though we got a big fundraiser planned for December 1st, we're going to see if we can put a quick one together for next weekend. So keep your eyes on us. We are going to do everything we can via Snowman in the Morning and Snowman Multimedia and all of our other affiliates to help you guys that are affected by the hurricane. Now I get a chance to make my on-screen son laugh with a quick version of the whip around. Bronny sucks. He played 16 minutes and got 2 points.
I forgot I talked about this with
you. You did.
After these two fools left.
Yes.
Oh dear Lord.
I decided.
I did. I said I'm doing that as a laugh, and a laugh only to Droid. Okay, because Droid, after a freak out I had almost on the air, pulled me out of the doldrums. There's one payback for that. That's a quick version of the whip around. It's presented by Fanatics.
I have to ask, do the Dodgers have any other pitching besides Shohei Ohtani?
No.
No. And
What in the world was that game last night?
We'll talk about that and all the happenings of the NFL, including a late starting Sunday night football game. How late, you ask? We were basically all in bed when it happened.
Yep.
In fact, I'll tell you all.
Look at our eyes.
Yes.
At home. Look at our eyes.
Does this
For
tell you?
radio listeners that don't know, we all got those bags under our eyes right now.
Oh my gosh! All right, let's take a break. When y'all get back, I'll tell you a funny story of how I was moved to go to bed early. We'll talk about that when y'all get back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Quinn,
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP,
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger,
and then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Off and rolling here on this Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And as mentioned earlier, when we got started, we were having so much fun chatting before the show, we didn't realize that the red light was on. This portion is presented by BetUS.com. Use the code Snowman to get a 125% deposit match on your initial deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Okay. We sat in here last night, folks, after all the afternoon games concluded. And I made two critical mistakes. I put my feet up and I leaned back in this chair.
That's a wrap.
Densky.
As Victor often says to me in joking fashion, to borrow from a Bugs Bunny cartoon, then I slide down the drain pipe and I'm a dead duck. I was dead. Because we did our inaugural Red Zone coverage yesterday. Had a blast doing it.
Yep.
Then we got to halftime of game 2 and we all fell out.
4 straight hours of coverage, and it's like, yeah.
I was not enjoying calling Raiders Broncos. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot closer of a game. The Broncos defense just ran away with it. And no, I will not say the Broncos offense because Mo Picks was throwing Mo Picks.
Of course.
Yep.
Shane had to go through the torture of watching his Broncos lose by the refs.
Oh my
You mean
gosh.
the Patriots, not the Broncos. You
Easy.
I'm tired. You see those bags?
Easy.
You see those bags?
It's bad enough to be a
to watch the Cowboys game, okay?
Okay.
It's
bad
enough. It's bad enough to go through it as a fan. It's bad enough. It's worse to think we actually had a quarterback that bad.
Oh, jeez.
The fact that Shane the fact that Shane at the end of that game screamed, "Why did we decide to trust in Jacoby Brissett?" Just like as loud as he could,
questioning his own team. And I think it's like that's a point as a fan where it's like, why?
Wait a minute. We said this. We may as well lean into the Patriots game right now.
Might as well.
Make me
we said at the top of the season when the question was posed to us, who should the Patriots starting quarterback be? I did some quick research and found one of my favorite CFL quarterbacks was on the Patriots roster. His name, Nathan Rourke. And Shane said, Nathan Rourke, why does that sound familiar? I said, look up BC Lions. I'll give you a day to look up BC Lions and you'll see Kid Rourke. Man, Shane called me 40 minutes later and said, we have our starting quarterback. Like I told you. And then Shane also backed it up by saying, but I have this sinking feeling that somehow Kraft mac and cheese is going to screw it up.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, that can't be. But then I thought about who was in charge, and I just sat back. I didn't even respond. I just sat back and waited. Well, wouldn't you know it?
On a show.
Oh, I just saw where he went.
Ohio.
Yep.
The crazy thing was
Ohio Bobcats.
We were just talking about it. And we said, who should get the ball to start? And Shane said, Nathan Rourke. Snowman said, Nathan Rourke.
Yep.
And then right after that, Shane had this look
of fear.
And
No. Change that. It wasn't a look of fear.
It was a look of despair.
It was a look of fright. It was a look of fright.
Because immediately we went right into some breaking news. And then the news came down that Nathan Rourke was traded.
To the
and immediately my first thought was, well, that's Jacoby Brissett going to be starting.
And that was his immediate response.
Here's
And
the
sure
thing.
enough, here we are now.
Here's the thing that's gonna hurt, Shane. So Nathan Rourke, yeah, he got traded in that Matthew Judon trade with the Patriots and Falcons, but then he got released 10 days later.
Yep.
And then he went to play in BC again.
Yep, he's back with the Lions, helping lead them back to the playoffs.
I'm gonna ask this question. Why we talk about why are teams allergic to running the football? Why are teams so doggone scared of the CFL players?
Because they can come in and take over. Warren Moon, anyone?
It doesn't make sense to me because it's like for some reason they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna trust this CFL player who has done tremendously well in the CFL. And they're like, yeah, no, but it's not the NFL.
Oh yeah, it has to be the UFL, like Brandon Aubrey.
Oh God, Brandon freaking Aubrey.
Hey, he literally carried the Cowboys team to a win last night, but we'll get to that later.
He did. But the Patriots had their quarterback, and now they're not even thinking of trusting Drake May, the rookie they drafted out of North Carolina.
Well, what did I tell you?
Guide them.
What did I tell you before, Snowman? That because the quarterback is a owner protected position.
Yep.
the owners put so much stock behind a particular quarterback, and they will do whatever they can to make sure that quarterback gets the spotlight. Case in point, Dak Prescott. Case in point, Jacoby Brissett. Case in point, Caleb Williams. However,
yes,
I will say, yesterday, not bad from Caleb.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, we'll give him his flowers. We'll give him his flowers. I'll definitely say that. But you want to know, Snowman? I found out something.
What's that?
You know how much we were joking on the offseason about Russell Wilson signing with the Steelers?
Yep.
He's not even their second string.
Yikes.
Kyle Allen is their second string. Wilson is their third string.
That's insane.
Again, yikes. Just plain yikes.
Kyle Allen took one snap last night, and he threw a 13-yard pass and then left. He went on the field, threw an absolute dot, and then left.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm too tired for this.
Yep. He said, I'm done. But then what do I know I've asked this question to Shane 100,000 times. And I'll continue to ask 100,000 more times. Why don't the Patriots trust Drake May? More to the point, let's go back a little bit. Why didn't the Patriots trust Nathan Rourke?
Look who the coach is. Look who the owner is.
I also feel like it's more of like Nathan Rourke's commitment to the CFL. He's not ready to, turn over because of how much loyalty he has to BC, how much he wants to stay in BC.
That's possible.
I just think he doesn't want to go in the NFL because he's already successful enough in the CFL. Why leave,
Yeah. But I think he would have. I think he would have done fine in the NFL if given an opportunity.
You just said it, Victor. Say it again.
If given the opportunity, he would have done extremely well. But the problem is, like I said before, Kraft staked his claim on Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea why.
Because Kraft is Kraft. Just like I don't understand why Jarrell staked his claim on Prescott, but Jarrell is Jarrell.
Well, at least Dak Prescott can get over 3,000 passing yards. Jacoby Brissett, nope.
No,
fair enough.
Not even close.
He didn't even crack 170 yesterday.
And I see that look on Snowman's face, and it's like, because I know he's dreading talking about that game.
There's a few games I'm dreading talking about, but in having a chance to think about it, I'll discuss that particular game when we come back from break.
Okay.
And I have a reason I'm waiting. But last night when we had wrapped up, and I was telling the story off the air, when we wrapped up last night and said, you know what? Forget this. We're not doing the Steeler game.
Yeah.
Both Shanes texted me. Droid and the dog texted me. And I said, are you really up for... And Dog's question was perfect. Are you really up for this Steelers-Cowboys matchup? I didn't even get a chance to answer when I flipped on the feed. And I saw that there was a storm delay.
I was like, yeah, I'm staying up for this game. I'm going to watch it. It's Sunday Night Football. Come on, man. And now it's just like, I'm going to bed.
I saw 3 other YouTubers doing the game. And my brain's thinking, ain't no way. What sealed it? My wife had to do homework all day yesterday. She told me as such. She says, don't let me forget to get organized because my wife's in grad school. Don't let me forget to get organized with my assignments for the next 2 weeks, especially since we're traveling to Chicago. No problem. That poor woman, bless her heart. I came in and checked on her like 4 or 5 different times. And each time she looked more tired than the last. What sealed the deal last night, I turned to my left after we had made the decision not to do the Sunday night game. I turned to my left I saw the light go out in her office, and my body followed suit.
The lights at the snowman in the morning are out.
Mm-hmm. Snowman's lights went completely out. And I turned to go to bed, and she says, "What are you doing?" "I'm following my wife." "What?" "I'm coming to bed."
Don't you have a game? Nope.
That's exactly what she said. Like, "Aren't you doing the Sunday night game?" No.
It's the Cowboys.
And she goes, she goes, "Why aren't you doing the Sunday night game?" "Do you want to know the teams that are playing?" She goes, "Oh God." I said, "The Steelers and she stopped me and she says, "Don't say it. Cowboys." Yep. She put her arms around me and she says, "Baby, come to bed right now." And then saw that it was delayed. And she says, "Aren't you glad you came to bed early?" "Yes, I am."
Yes, ma'am.
Because 20 minutes later, I was out like a light.
Yeah, I tried staying up for that game.
Yeah, for us two that tried actually watching the game, I eventually switched to Padres Dodgers, and the funny thing is, as soon as I switched to Padres Dodgers, Fernando Tatis is up to bat. High fly ball deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It's fair and it's gone. He had a 2-run shot to left, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, his second one of the night, and there's a lot of things going on in Los Angeles that weren't copacetic that game.
I checked some of the game. It was 3-3, and then I saw Dak Prescott phone the football. I said, "Okay, I'm done."
To the point where Droid told Victor to go to bed.
No, here's the thing. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna try again." And I looked, it was 6-3. And Dak Prescott throws an interception in the end zone. And I said, I think I'm done with this game. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take my leave.
Yep.
And that's what Joyce said.
There were a few words. There were a few words behind it that we won't repeat here. But believe me,
he
Victor
said, "Well, I
had
think I'm
up.
done with this Cowboys game." And I said, "Go to bed, Vic."
Yes.
He said, "I'm already on my way."
He said, "I'm on my way." All right, let's take a break. When y'all get back, I'm angry at my 49ers, but I'm also encouraged. I'll tell you why when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going,
Yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game.
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference. They got their mojo now.
The WNBA.
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
Or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Okay, I must admit something. I was cracking up for 2 of the 4 minutes. Doggone Mike. I was cracking up for 2 of the 4 minutes we were on a break. And I will tell you why. I just read the group text message exchange with Droid. And when the wake-up call went out, there was an exclamation that Droid said that I will not repeat here.
No, just use the button. Just use the button. It's just
it was an unsavory word. And as soon as I read that, I fell back laughing.
Well, I thought it was because you saw me down there lip syncing to this is yet another beating a dead horse.
Oh, I've seen you do that already. All right. Let's not waste any more time as we speed toward the end of the first hour. I have a few things to say to my team. The only negative I pull from yesterday's game is that it's the second time we've choked a 10-plus point lead away against a team that we should have buried. And I said after week 3 when it happened against the Rams that I hope this doesn't become a trend. It's starting to become a trend and it's frightening me. But I pull 2 things from it. Number 1, it's got vibes of 2020 when we were beat all the way up and couldn't recover. Because after week 2, we lost 7 starters. But it also has vibes of 2022 when we were 3-4 after losing to Atlanta. And remember, this is before they had Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins.
This is that's Desmond Ritter.
That was we lost to Desmond Ritter. Ugh. And that made me have a cuss fit in front of my wife. And my wife looked at me and said, I've never heard you use those words in those sentences in that fashion.
And in that order.
And in that order, exactly. So, as discouraged as I am about what happened yesterday in Santa Clara, I am encouraged because by week 8, at the latest, our bye week, week 9, everyone save Dre Greenlaw should be completely healthy. But we can't keep giving away games like that, Kyle Shanahan. I'm looking dead at you. The Cardinals were buried But I give all kinds of credit to the Cardinal defense for making the one play that gave them the victory yesterday. When Jordan Mason was on his way to the end zone, they stripped him clean and converted that turnover into the winning points. When a team like that comes together, they deserve to win. And the Cardinals deserved to win yesterday, if we're being completely and totally honest. But with it being only 5 weeks into the season, I could easily have gone off of emotion and asked,
what in the all types of blue hell
happened? I already know the answer. We still got several pieces missing, a new defensive coordinator, and our defense needs to shape up. And there's a short week, and this frightens me because we have to go to Seattle. Ugh. I don't know how that game's going to...
Giants.
I don't know how that happened, but if the Giants can beat Seattle, then a half-beaten 49er team can go to Seattle and continue our dominance there, and I expect that to happen.
It's just as you know that 1 week, and you know what week I have on my calendar for me and you. As that week approaches, I'm like, is this really going to be a close game as we thought? 49ers have no Moody.
Yeah. And rumors are swirling around that Robbie Gould could make a reappearance.
Golden Gould.
But one of my favorite moments from you calling that game yesterday was when I was like, you know, it'd be funny, Snowman. You were like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I think the 49ers are going to block this kick. He's like, shut up.
I did say that.
And next thing you know, the kick is blocked.
Jordan Elliott blocked the kick, and Diamador Lenore took it the rest of the way, 61 yards.
Mm-hmm.
As discouraged as I am about the loss yesterday, I am encouraged that there's 12 weeks left in the season to get it right. Because remember, 2 years ago, the Niners were 3-4 going into the game against the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if they beat the Rams, and Victor Herbie saying on the air, I said, if they beat the Rams, they'll run the table.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make the call again, half expecting to be wrong and half expecting to be right. I believe if they beat Seattle, they have a potential to run the table. They just got to get healthy.
And actually, in that year, it started off really bad for the Niners because
3-4.
Because they had a monsoon game against Chicago and lost.
Yeah, that started it.
And here's the funny thing. I look at all this. Shade's Patriots are 1-4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I believe in the Cowboys again. They got me another, W on my predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Vicolaz Cowboys at 3-2. And then Snowman's 49ers at 2-3. Come tonight, I'm now thinking that my time has come for no Victory Tuesday.
Oh dear.
Saints could do it.
You think New Orleans could win this in New Orleans?
Because by I think it was the start of the week, the Kansas City was favored by 10.5.
Uh-huh.
And now they're only favored by 5.5.
Wait.
Oh boy.
I don't
Derek
think that's
Carr
in,
pulling this up. Derek
I
Carr
don't think
pulling
that's in
this
New
off.
Orleans. I think that's
It's
an Arrowhead.
in KC.
Yeah, it's an Arrowhead.
Oh, it's in Arrowhead. Oh boy.
We've lost important games in KC before.
Yeah, we've lost important games in Santa Clara before. 3 years ago, we lost against Arizona, and it took until the final week of the season, but we got in.
Yeah, and I was going to point actually to last night as one of those games that you lost in Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
But the last game we lost in Arrowhead around this time of the year was against the Eagles. It was the 17-21 L.
Yeah.
And then we lost to the Bills not too long later after a 2-game away stand. And then we lost to the Raiders on Christmas Day. That was the worst Christmas gift I could have ever received.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't believe it.
So I'm going to say this. I am completely revoking my prediction and I'm gonna be no contest for that. Just the fear that my time has come to take the ever so dreaded L.
I wasn't ready. Dang it. Because we certainly took a big fat.
Rashee Rice out. Isaiah Pacheco out as well. Marquise Brown is still out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is questionable with an illness. McCole Hardman is questionable with a knee injury. Baylor Cupp is out, undisclosed. The only person on our defense that is out are two people. Charles Omenihu, who's out with a knee injury. I believe that's an ACL. And then BJ Thompson out with a chest injury. So we have a completely healthy defense. It's just our offense that's hurting.
Yeah. So y'all feel the pain that we're feeling right now at 2-3. But I'd rather be 2-3 now. And I said this after the Rams game. I'd rather go through the pain that we're going through now than to be going through it in December.
True.
When we march into Green Bay and Buffalo and kick both their asses. Because I think by week 8 we should be completely healthy. This game is make or break for San Francisco, and it's on a short week. You want a chance to overcome all the adversity? Here's your chance.
Here you go.
Here's your chance. I've seen them do it before. I believe they'll do it again. That's Snowman's take. What is yours?
Derek Carr on primetime has always been scary. He's always been scary when he's on primetime for no reason at all.
That should frighten you right there. All right. When y'all get back, we will talk about our somewhat crazy, stupid red zone experience because we tried to bring red zone to the fans. I think we did pretty good.
It worked.
It worked.
Until halftime of game 2.
Until halftime of game 2, and we all petered out. I'll tell you. Yep, that's about the way it went. When my wife comes in here, looks at me knocked out in this chair, sees the 49ers on, and has to wake me up,
says a lot.
Yeah, y'all know the finish to that. All right, we'll talk about that, and we will take you behind the scenes to make our improvements even better as Snowman in the Morning continues to wrap up hour 1 after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete, 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 delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you total football talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We're gonna move on the as you can tell, my day is, but yeah, I think all of our days are going to be busy. We're going to move our call of the day to the top of the second hour, as I'm in the lab creating some stuff here. So we'll have that to you, and it will take you back to Saturday for that call. We debuted something on Sunday, and I don't know how the hell we got through it.
There were some really good games. That's how
the game was. Like the new games were amazing. Honestly, like if we're not gonna scroll past it and be like, oh, none of these games are good. The new games are amazing. Caleb Williams was actually playing well. We could actually give him flowers for once.
Yes, yes, we can.
Jay Moore had himself a game. Same thing with DeAndre Swift. They were actually using him, but it was against.
And that was the thing. They were using DeAndre Swift.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I still contend, even though the Bears beat up the Panthers like we all expected them to, I nearly took a mulligan on that game. I'm glad at the last minute I changed my mind. Because I can't trust the Panthers.
Who can? I mean, that's the question. Who can?
I cannot trust the Panthers. And I don't want to trust the Panthers.
I think Mr. Spivey will have some words about the Panthers, especially what happened.
Oh, I know they will. I know he will.
But
we even had a Bryce Young sighting on Sunday.
Wouldn't you know it?
And the Ravens Bengals game.
Oh my gosh, what a finish!
Yes,
I mean,
what a finish to that game.
And the Texans Bills game, that was a hell of a game too.
Yeah, it was.
And then, of course, the Jacksonville Indy game. Indy just about came all the way back.
Yep. You know, they did come all the way back.
Came all the way back.
That's the thing. They came all the way back, but they did not get a hand on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
oh boy!
Trevor Lawrence finally finding his footing.
That was one of the things Matt Taylor and I had discussed. They got to get a hand on Trevor Lawrence, and it looked like they were going to just run away with the thing. When on 4th and goal, and I was scared that they wouldn't, they stuck in the end zone.
Well, that O-line for Jacksonville stood up.
Oh, yeah.
They really stood up, and they protected Trevor Lawrence.
They did.
So it's like, yeah. Like I said, Lamar Jackson, I picked the Ravens, but I did not pick it because of him. Yes, he
picked it because of Derrick Henry.
He picked it because again, it's like, the Bengals showed they rarely could ever stop the run.
Yep.
Right.
So why do you turn away from it?
And in overtime, after the Bengals shanked the game winner,
mm-hmm.
and I mean they shanked it bad.
Heavily.
They shanked it bad.
That was a bad kick.
I was so. The thing is, y'all saw me. I was like, finally, I get the underdog pick row.
And then his face fell.
Yep.
and I was prepared to tell Droid, okay, you were right yet again with the underdog pick, and then he shanked the field goal.
You watched my face fall, and you watched the smile come across Brian's face, and the only thing in my mind was, shut up.
You know, oh my gosh. Yesterday's
games,
morning game, the noon games were nuts.
They really
they were.
They were nuts. And I'm here for it.
Games? Oh, Lord.
Games that were down to the wire. Unfortunately, you had some dog games.
Oh, my God. Jets,
Washington,
and Jets, Vikings, Washington, and Cleveland. Good Lord.
I don't know.
I mean, why would you want to? Why? What did we ask? Who wants to do that game?
I don't know what Cleveland's going to do, but they going to have to try something to get rid of Deshaun Watson. He's not worth it. He's not worth it. He's trash. Not trash.
Nobody
royal
is
trash.
Going to trade for Deshaun.
Yeah, who wants
Watson?
Nobody.
4 years ago, there were all kind of rumblings coming out of Santa Clara when we were going through hell with an oft-injured Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. Mm-hmm.
And someone made the suggestion to me that nearly had me punching him in the face.
Carolina teased that they may go after Deshaun Watson.
They sure did. But then Jay Spivey said, no.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah, I'm having none. How do you put it, Victor? We will have none
of that.
I'm just going to say this. If Deshaun Watson never did, you know what? He could have had a great career.
Mm-hmm.
Could have.
He was amazing.
Should have. Look, he was a national champion coming out of Clemson. Okay. I think part of it is on him, and the other part is on Houston. They screwed him over. I just hope they don't do the same to CJ Stroud. Well, they don't have the same administration in place.
Everything went downhill when the Chiefs ran out of fireworks against the Texans.
Yeah, it did. 24-0.
You know who might end
24 to nothing.
This is completely out there, but you know who might take a chance on him?
The Bears.
No. I don't even think the Bears are that stupid.
No.
The Cowboys.
Vic, you are evil. No.
What?
Cowboys.
No,
Cowboys.
Absolutely not.
It
Yeah,
starts with
but
a
they
C.
would.
No,
But
they
they
would
would.
not. No, they would not.
Yes, they would.
I already know what Victor's thinking.
Go ahead.
Thinking.
Go ahead.
You are evil.
Go ahead.
No. I'm not even gonna utter that name.
Say it.
Hell to the no.
Say it.
I will literally leave this show right now if I'm being told to say this.
Well, you got because I don't think because honestly,
I don't think we're on the same page.
I don't think so either.
Does it start with a C?
No.
No.
Hell no.
It's not
Then there's
Carolina.
only one other team I can think of besides the idiots over at Carolina.
As crazy, I think
They could make a pitch for him again.
it could be the Raiders.
No, that ain't
God.
happening. No, they're fine with
Oh,
Gardner
God.
Minshew at this point.
They got Aiden O'Connell. They're good.
They got Aiden O'Connell. They got Gardner Minshew. It's just neither of those two have weapons.
That's fair.
Say Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers is the only weapon in there. Jacoby Myers, maybe. He needs a better wide receiver coach.
Jacoby Myers may need a new setting.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but
Hey, come to your rivals, KC. We need some weapons. Rashid
might
Rice
be
is
the
down.
Broncos. It might be the Broncos because I'm not sure if this Bo Nix experiment is going to be working.
You know what? Knowing the idiocy of Mayo, he'd probably end up.
I swear to God, I will slap you before you finish that. We do not want. We do not want. We do not need. We do not care to even look.
Says the man whose
Deshaun
team
Watson.
took until. Says the man whose team took until yesterday to finally sign Jeremy Swaveman. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my God.
We
do not want.
You got nothing. You can't even come back from that.
I think I better put it into this and take us to the top of the hour. Time now for our Cricket Wireless Call of the Day, presented by Cricket Wireless, the official wireless carrier of Snowman Multimedia. We take you back to Saturday.
You ain't right, George.
Diego Pavia under center from the 27. He takes the snap.
That's gonna do it.
Vanderbilt
Biggest
wins
win in
it.
Vanderbilt history.
Is this real life? You bet. Vanderbilt beats Alabama for the first time in a generation. The greatest moment in Vanderbilt football history. Tonight at First Bank Stadium. The final 3 seconds off the clock. That is going to do it. Storm the field, Doors. Storm the field. For the first time, Vanderbilt knocks off the #1 team in America. My goodness, what a night. Vandy fans, have your moment.
40-35 was the final score of that game. The Vanderbilt Commodores, in the game that all of us agreed that we should have picked.
We should have picked it.
And you know I would have picked Vandy. That's the thing. You know I would have picked Vandy because I've been picking Vandy all year.
I would have ridden. Listen, after what I saw against Missouri, I would have ridden with Vanderbilt. And I did because when I went out to run an errand, I had Vanderbilt in my ears. That's courtesy of the Vanderbilt IMG Sports Network. 40-35 is the final. Vanderbilt knocks off #1 Alabama.
Crazy. Like, honestly, that was the game of the week.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
and it's not even close.
It took all the attention off of all the other games that were bowls of mid soup, and it turned what was going to be a blowout into the best game of the week.
And it was a thriller.
And it wasn't the only upset that week either. We had a upset in conference. Again, 2 SEC upsets in a day.
Because Arkansas
upset Tennessee,
knocks
and
off
Vanderbilt
Tennessee.
upset Alabama.
Yep. Arkansas knocked off Tennessee 19-14 after trailing 14-3 with 10 minutes left in regulation time.
I was going to say something. I watched that game after the Vanderbilt game. I was like, I look up at my laptop and I see it's 3-0. I'm like, all right, Arkansas, you're doing well. You're doing well. I'll go lay down, take a quick nap. I wake back up. It's 3-0 at halftime. I'm like, what happened to the other 30 minutes we just had?
You slept through it.
It's like, no, it's like, what did they do with that 30 minutes?
It's like nothing happened. It's like they took a nap with him.
But
then and to think Arkansas won that game. It was 14-3 with 10 minutes left in regulation because Tennessee just punched it in the end zone. Made it 14-3. And then I see a blurb come across my phone as my sleepy eyes woke up and said and saw Tennessee's last second drive comes up short. And I'm going, what? I just laid there in shock.
I'm just gonna say it was the week of upsets. We'll say
Yes.
that.
It's
and
funny,
25 A&M upset 9 Mizzou. SMU
They
upset
didn't
Louisville.
upset Missouri. They ran over Missouri. Missouri is and you know what? Droid said this to me 4 weeks ago, and I should have believed him that Missouri is a bunch of frauds. He said that to me 4 weeks ago.
Well, that's just because I was a hater of Mizzou.
You know what I
'cause I'm a KU
did?
fan.
You know what I did? I hadn't done in a long time.
What's
I
that?
actually got a chance to watch a game with my dad, Ohio State, because he's an Ohio State fan, and he called me and we started chatting and we started watching the game together and talking about the game. I hadn't done that in about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because he's a busy guy. He's a very busy guy.
Yes.
but it was just good to be able. It just brought back those fond memories of back in the day when we used to watch Bears, but we would turn off.
You're gonna make me cry because I used to do that with my dad.
We turned off the sound and we would just listen to Jeff Joniak do the call.
Yep.
You know what?
Because we used to do the same. My dad and I used to do the same when Wayne Larrabee was the voice, which is what got me started anyway. Right. All right, I gotta answer a question.
A question.
Yes, I was posed a question by one of my children.
Oh, okay.
I will tell y'all the question, who asked the question, and the answer.
I'm gonna say it's Dakota.
You would be wrong.
Oh.
Dakota's asked me a lot of crazy questions. He's not the one that posed this one to me.
Okay.
I'll tell you who said what when we get back from halftime. Back after this.
Oh.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Williams on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I was scrambling during the break.
Oh.
Trying to get logged into something, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, jeez.
You ever been through that?
Handful of times.
Yeah. All right. Second half of Snowman in the Morning is here on this Manic Monday. And it is indeed a Manic Monday. This portion is presented by Fanatics. Use the code Snowman to get 25% off of your order. Fanatics officially licensed everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I said I'd answer a question, and I'd tell you who asked the question. My daughter, Sam.
Oh.
It wasn't Dakota who asked me the crazy question this time.
I was going to say Cheyenne. It was next. I was the next guess was Cheyenne.
Well, you know Cheyenne's always inquisitive.
Yep.
Cheyenne asked me the crazy. Cheyenne and Dakota asked me the craziest questions. Next in line is my wife.
Mm-hmm. So what did Sam ask?
Sam asked how I got started in sports announcing.
Oh.
Well, Sam, honey, here's your answer. 3 voices. John Rooney, Wayne Larrabee, and of course, the late, great Jim Durham.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget when I got the news that Jim Durham passed away. I was on a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
When my friend Corey sent me the news that Jim Durham had passed away. I was heartbroken.
Oh, yeah.
I was heartbroken.
Because that was one of the pioneers that got you to where you are.
He's my hero.
And they're
my vocal heroes.
I'll tell you right now, this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. People are going to look at you the way you looked at Jim. I'll tell you that.
I think I'm already getting that.
There you go. See?
I think I'm already getting that.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I ever heard Jim Durham call a game, 85, April of 85, as a matter of fact, against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Against the Bucks.
And I hear Jim Durham say, I'll let the crowd tell you how this one went. When Michael Jordan was getting ready to hit the second of 2 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
And they roared 17,000 plus. And so many of the terms that I use when I call a basketball game, I borrowed from him.
You know, we were talking about theme songs from TV shows.
Yeah.
That's what I've gotten into.
Mm-hmm.
And the personality that just the song itself gives you. What about some sports themes, or should I say sports intro songs that give
Do you really have to ask?
We already know one of them. Not shows.
Trust me.
I'm talking about the intro songs for the teams, the starting lineup.
Oh, the intros for the starting.
Oh, stadium themes. Okay.
Stadium themes. Yeah. You and I know one, Snowman.
Oh, shucks. What the Bulls get introduced to?
Exactly.
Eye in the Sky. By the Alan Parsons Project.
Yep.
I used it.
I mean, just when you
I used it at Whitney Young, for God's sakes.
Just when you hear that little low hum and just the crowd losing it. The New York Knicks had a good one too, or had a good one. Wow.
Yeah, it's like you said, Victor. Iconic songs.
You feel that energy. I don't think you feel that energy like today like you did back then.
You don't.
No, you don't.
You don't. I mean, hell, the Boston Garden leaned on organ music for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The great voice of Andrew Jick.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Jick in the Garden. Dave Zinkoff in the Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
A fellow who is still active right now, Lawrence Tanter with the Lakers.
Lawrence Tanter, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who is from Chicago, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a name you and I both know, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Honda.
Just those.
I mean, Gene Honda. And I met Gene Honda.
You did. You showed me a picture of you and him.
I met Gene Honda. I couldn't believe it. I met Gene Honda at Sox Fest in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And I did an impression of him. I thought I was going to run him off. Nope. He signed my baseball and took a picture with me. And I think I still have a picture of me and Gene Honda.
Yes, you
2005. That was the same day I met John Rooney. And John Rooney gave me one of the best pieces of advice ever.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself.
Yep.
That's all John Rooney said. Be yourself. Be authentic and be yourself. Now, I had a dream come true recently when the great Wayne Larrivee joined us on this program.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I shocked the daylights out of Shane. I think I shocked both of you.
Yes, you did. No, I'm sorry, what? Wait, who?
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it myself.
That's crazy.
Because I didn't expect Wayne to get back to me so quickly.
Right.
Well, because I messaged him at night. I messaged him the night before. And I said, you want to hop on the program with me? And then all of a sudden I see, sure, what time am I coming on? What? So I'm already in scramble mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, okay, now what? What do I do?
Right.
Wayne gave me my answer. And he said, just tell me what time you need me to come on. And I said, you'll lead off hour 2. It was on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, you'll lead off hour 2. And he said, okay, you're on. What? And I'm sitting here. We're doing the show live, and I'm sitting here
shaking.
Look, I had all kinds of plans to say I had a special guest planned, but unfortunately, he was unable to join us because of his schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. While this show was in motion, I get a response from the legendary Wayne Larrabee, and he said, "How do I join the show?" I quickly sent him the link, and as soon as he popped up in the back, I thought Victor and Shane were going to pass out when I introduced him.
You said, "I have a surprise for you two," and we're like, "Oh boy."
Wait, what? I just got back from like a 30-minute phone call.
Shame on you. No, I'm kidding.
I'm trying to get some hockey dudes on the show. Come on, man.
I know that. I'm messing with you. It was the day I had play-by-play announcer Wayne Larrabee on the program, and I didn't know if he would agree. I didn't know if he would agree to come on the show. I mean, it's Wayne Larrabee.
Right.
Met him at Butler in 2013. Met him in person. He took a picture with me, and I said, "Would you do me the honor of coming on the show?" And he said, "Sure." Huh? What? And the day we agreed that he was going to come on the show was in motion. The show was going.
Did he text you? I'm guessing
the show was in motion, and he said, "How do I join?"
Mm-hmm.
But what?
I'm available. How do I join?
I sent him the link.
OV.
I sent him the link, and then he popped on in the back, and Shane must have saw this wicked look on my face.
He called you out, didn't he?
Nope. He didn't know what was coming.
I knew something was brewing. I just didn't know what.
And he said, "What are you up to?" And then I introduced Wayne Larrabee, and I thought Shane was going to fall out of his seat.
For the longest time here in Maine, we had WGN as one of the local cable channels.
Yep.
So I was more watching the Chicago side of sports than Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Who was one of the biggest voices for the Bulls back in the 80s and 90s?
Wayne Larrabee.
Grew up
Wayne
listening
Larrabee.
to him. And I said as much. I'm like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
You realize that this is part of my childhood here.
Right.
And we had him on for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
We had him on for a good 20 minutes. He was so delightful to talk to. He's such a good guy. And I didn't know how he'd act when I introduced myself to him when I met him in December of 2013, as at the time I was celebrating my 18th year. He gave me a handshake. He took a picture with me. He gave me a fist bump, and he said, "Should UIC women win today, you have to use my catchphrase. You're on." They won, and I used it. The dagger is in. I said it. I said the dagger is in. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you sir.
I could not believe it. When he said that, I said, "Okay, all right, let's do this." And then the women's basketball SID at the time, who was one of my broadcast partners throughout the season, said the same thing. If we win, you got to use the phrase. We won. I use the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't believe it. So that, Sam, my darling, is how I got started. John Rooney, Wayne Larrabee, and the late, great Jim Durham. So many memories, man. So many memories. What'd you say, Shane? The voice of your childhood?
Yep.
Wayne Larrabee was the voice of yours. Jim Durham was the voice of mine. Well, hell, Wayne Larrabee was the voice of my childhood because he was the voice of the Bears.
Yep.
He was the voice of the Bears for 14 years. Wayne Larrabee, Hub Arkush, and Dick Butkus.
Yep.
We're all on WGN when WGN Radio was the home of the Bears. I remember WGN Sports News with Dan Roan used to have all those highlights, and I'm wondering, how did they get those highlights? Now I know. Now I know. But it was so awesome meeting Wayne Larrabee and having him on the program. Not only having him, but meeting John Rooney, meeting Tim Roy, voice of the Warriors, another dear friend of mine, Bill Schoenig, longtime voice of the Spurs, and I've had a chance to work with him a couple times. I met Neil Funk, television voice of the Bulls for many years, radio voice of the Bulls for many years, because Neil Funk came in after Jim Durham was unfortunately let go, which kind of soured me on the Bulls broadcast when he was let go.
Right.
It soured me for years.
I remember that too, because you refused to. You told me that for a while you refused to listen to the Bulls
for about 6 years.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to Bulls games on the radio. I didn't listen to Bulls games on the radio because they let Jim Durham go, and Jim Durham was my guy. Jim Durham was my guy. All right.
We met someone who was part of the Bulls broadcast team,
Stacey King.
And it wasn't even on the floor.
Stacey King, met him at Ho Chunk.
Yep.
Stacey King's crazy, bud.
It was crazy because I was sitting here, I'm like, I saw him because he sticks out like a sore thumb. He's so doggone tall.
At 6'11", yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, wait a minute.
I remember this.
I didn't drink anything, but that looks like Stacey King. And then I did the Braves game, the Chicago Braves, which his son was on.
Yes.
And Kendall King was like, wait a minute. Wait.
Exactly.
Wait.
I remember.
I
remember. Oh my gosh.
I used the line from Rafiki from The Lion King. The king has returned. Kendall King. And Stacy started busting up laughing.
Oh man, Stacy busted a gut laughing. And then he comes over to my field and he said, "Are you going to use Rafiki too?" I said, "What?" And I quickly had to think about it. Kendall King comes up, I announce him the same way, and Stacy's busting a gut laughing.
Yeah.
What's in a name? Matter of fact, we'll do that one. We'll do that one next. Because we've had some names over the course of the years that you wouldn't believe. We'll tell you more after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Quinn's
moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Quickly to Droid for an update. Go.
For those who are our video listeners, you can see that I have some tears in my eyes, and that's for a reason. We just got an update on the strength of Milton. It has gone from a Category 3 to a Category 4 major hurricane. This is double red and blacks. And it is said that it could hit a Category 5 before it hits the bend. And that is the breaking news with Droid. In 24 hours, it has gone from Category 1 to a Category 4. That is insane.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Your insanity.
Prayers to those in Florida, man. Prayers to
Absolutely.
those.
Yes,
Absolutely. That takes precedence over any and everything else.
Yes, it does.
First, it's it's Georgia, some parts of Southern Tennessee, and the Carolinas that get hit, and now it's Florida could get decimated.
Man, oh man.
It could hit South Florida at its peak mass by Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Oh, great. I'm hoping it pushes off the coast. I'm hoping it pushes further off.
It looks like a direct hit down the middle, Vic.
I'm praying for that, but I just took a look at the radar and they're right in the eye of the storm.
Yeah, it's a direct hit down the middle of the bend.
Crap.
But prayers out to those in Florida, and prayers out to those who might be affected by this storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know how we're gonna continue, man. Like I don't really. There's not really much more to talk about. I mean, we could open the garage, but
don't y'all have an arcade to open up?
No, I don't think we have an intro.
No. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna continue to make those people smile and laugh the way we always do. So for those of you that are looking the storm in the eye, we're going to look the storm in the eye for you and continue to bring this show to you, along with the laughter that we always bring.
But in other news, USC continuing to prove that they're frauds. They are FRAUDS. Frauds. As they lost to Minnesota 24-17.
I saw that and
after
laughed my head off.
Game-winning interception by Coy Parrish.
Yeah.
Dear USC.
And one of the funniest comments I saw, and a pass to the defense.
Dear USC,
you suck.
Are you sure you wanted to join the Big Ten?
Dear USC, you suck.
You suck.
This is the weirdest top 25 we're going to see for a while.
Okay. So I was wondering, I'm like, Philly got to be on a bye.
Yeah, they had a bye. That is correct.
I was like, I was wondering, like, did they just play a game we just didn't care about it that much? Because
who are we talking about?
Philly
had a bye. Okay.
Now
I'm looking for them too.
I will say this though. If it comes down that Washington wins the East, I'm not mad at all.
Nor am I.
They look like world beaters.
Here's my thing. How can the 4-2, Michigan Wolverines be in the top 25, but Vanderbilt can't?
I don't know.
And
they just beat the number one
team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they are 3-2. And yet they're not. I guess they just gotta prove it again and beat Kentucky.
Yeah, the top 25 took a hell of a shuffle this week.
You know,
and the number one team this week, and the
number one team.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it. Shane, you got the rankings in front of you. I know Droid does.
I got them in front of me.
All right, Droid, from 25 to 21.
We got the SMU Mustangs cracking the top 25 after they took down Louisville. They have a 5-1 record. They're third in the ACC. You got the Michigan Wolverines sitting at 24. You got your Fighting Illinois sitting at 23, 4-1, eighth in the Big Ten. You got the Pitt Panthers at fifth in the ACC. They are undefeated, and you got the Mizzou Tigers, who are 4-1 and sixth in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 20 on. Shane, it's yours. 20 through 16.
Oklahoma, Indiana, Kansas State, Boise State, and Utah.
All right. And the next five belong.
What's that?
Boise State's in the top 25 already?
Yes.
17.
I thought it would take at least a few weeks.
17.
No, they're in. All right, Droid, the next five are yours.
You got the Utah Utes, and then you got Texas A&M, BYU, Louisiana State, the Iowa State Cyclones, tied technically with the Fighting Irish.
Fighting Irish?
Yes, indeed. Fighting Irish at 11.
All right, Shane, the top 10 are yours.
Coming in number 10, you got Clemson. Number 9 is Ole Miss. Number 8, Tennessee. Number 7, how the mighty have fallen, Alabama. Number 6 goes to Miami, who is currently undefeated after pulling one out against Cal. Georgia Dogs go in at number 5. Number 4 is Penn State. Number 3, Oregon. Number 2, the Ohio State
Buckeyes.
And number 1, reclaiming their top spot,
the Longhorns.
Texas.
You know what? for the rest of the year, I will be a Texas fan. I hate saying it. I hate saying it. I hate saying it a lot. But I cannot stand to watch KU in football no more. My heart can't take this. My heart, as a KU fan, can't take this. I'm still hurt after Deets. They shoot 3-pointers instead of scoring touchdowns. I still hurt.
Yes, this is the Texas fight song.
But here's my question.
The line of the year belongs to Chris Dietz.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Shooting 3-pointers instead of scoring touchdowns.
I said, what's wrong with Kansas? And he goes, well, Kansas are doing Kansas things. They're shooting 3-pointers when they should be throwing touchdowns. Whole staff lost it.
Whole staff.
Yeah, I just sat there looking at the camera like this.
Wow.
But that was when I was still on my phone too, so you didn't see me looking at the camera, but you knew I was.
Yeah.
But if Georgia lost to Alabama and Alabama lost to Vanderbilt, what does that say about Georgia?
They'll be back. That's what it says.
Georgia hit a snag.
Listen,
they lost to Ryan Williams, a 17-year-old. And then that same 17-year-old lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and
welcome to college football.
Droid,
college football.
Let me explain something to you about college football. 3 words, my friend. Any given Saturday.
Or Sunday, yeah. Given Saturday or Sunday.
Any given Saturday.
That's just football in general.
Dude,
yeah,
I remember we used to watch college football every day. For some reason. I don't know if my friend Michelle, if she had like a certain package, but her stepfather was watching games every day, and I was watching with them.
I swear, like there's some people
I was
who are
doing
so
that.
dedicated that they're like, don't give me the finals of the games. I'll watch it myself. And they'll just sit there on the couch watching replays of every single game.
I'll tell y'all a funny story. The first weekend that Jody and I spent together, she picked me up from Maryville, drove down to Terre Haute, and we had plans to watch college football all day Saturday. No. Because we saw the first game and said, oh, this is going to be a good one. What do you think happened?
Boy, you was wrong.
We fell asleep. Because she had this comfortable couch that had drink holders in the middle. We reclined back in that thing, and it was over. Woke up after the first game and said, what happened? I don't know. So we get to the middle game, and I think it was Oklahoma State and Missouri. And we both said, "Oh, this is gonna be this is gonna be a good one."
Epic. Slept again.
That's profiling.
And
profiling is wrong. Woke up again and went, "Why is it nighttime?"
Well, what was this? No, if I'm waking up after going to watch a game, I'm not worrying about whether or not it's nighttime. I'm like, what's the score? The game's over. What's the score? The game is over. Huh?
Right.
That's about what we were doing, because we were like, what happened? And then Jody said, are we going to be up long enough to watch the late game? Probably not.
Nah.
Well, what's a late game anyway? I said we can either watch a late game in the SEC or a late game in the Mountain West. How late's the game in the Mountain West? 11:30. Oh, we're not going to make that.
No, you're not.
And also,
we're not going to make that.
Hell would watch the Mountain West unless you're a Boise State fan,
which we were at the time.
I was okay
because the late game was, I want to say, BYU and Hawaii. The late game in the SEC, I know it was an SEC game. I want to say it was Auburn and Arkansas. So we thought, okay, Auburn and Arkansas. They'll kick off at 8:30. we'll be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Nope.
We didn't even
Not
make
even
it to
close.
kickoff. We didn't even make it to kickoff.
You usually would say
We
close,
got to
but no
kick.
cigar. But that's not the case. You
We
weren't
got
even
to
close enough
kick
to
off.
the cigar.
Nope. The cigar was like in the garbage can.
It was soaked in water.
It was soaked in water and flooded. It was soaked in water and flooded.
Lost all of its taste.
Woke up the next day, and she says, "Do I really have to drive you back to Michigan City? I don't want to go back to Michigan City, but dang it, I got a football season to finish." And that's when she said, "Okay, you need to be moved in here by Thanksgiving." I was moved in by Halloween.
Man,
my friend Josh said, "Where are you going?" "I'm gone.
I'm leaving."
Josh was cracking up. And he said, I found the girl of your dreams. Yep.
Speaking of things that make you fall asleep.
Oh, jeez.
My first vacation from UPS when I first started working.
Oh God.
I was like, I got so much stuff planned because I was gonna stay up the whole night that Sunday and do some writing, get some stuff done. And this is one time that Adult Swim had bumpers.
Yes.
Y'all remember?
Yes.
There was this one song that hit. I woke up, it was 7:00 in the morning. And I'm like, what happened?
What happened? What they do? What they say?
I found out the name of that song, downloaded it, and I used it ever since. Fast forward to when that man, Mr. Snowman, let me stay with him. And he had a game coming up, but he couldn't sleep.
For the life of me.
I said,
matter of fact, that was a travel weekend.
Yes, it was.
That was I had to travel with Chicago State. That was a travel weekend.
So I went and got the keys from you. And I said, sit back. I got something for you. He's like, what? The song is called ID. I-D-E-E. By a composer named Fat John. I put that on. I said, this will put you out. He's like, this song ain't gonna put me.
I didn't even finish my sentence. And I was gone.
He was out like a light.
Out like a light.
I was like,
I was out. And I couldn't believe it was the next day when I woke up. My bags miraculously had been packed. I don't know how I packed them. My equipment had been serviced, checked, and packed correctly. I had to get on because I had a long bus ride.
You are welcome, because I did do that.
And I was on the couch. I didn't even make it to bed. I was on the couch, and I looked down, and there's my suitcase, and there's my equipment case. And I went, what the hell is this? And Victor just walked by and went, you're welcome. I'm going to bed.
Right.
That's when my ride showed up outside my apartment, and off to the races I went.
Yep.
One more break. When we come back, I will share some more broadcast stories with you, including a trip I took to Houston.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. What a trip.
Brother.
Home of the Strouds.
Oh, brother. What a trip that was. Broadcasting stories when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Tonight in Kansas City, it's the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. 8:15 is your kickoff time. The Mets and the Phillies are now tied 1 game apiece, so the Mets accomplished what they needed to do, which was to gain a split in Philadelphia, and that's what the Padres did also against the Dodgers. They are now tied 1-1 going to San Diego. On the board tonight for baseball is what, Shano?
I believe it is the ALCS matchups. Let me just take a quick gander here since you kind of caught me off a little bit. It's the ALC matchups. 4:08 Eastern, you're going to have Detroit and Cleveland. 7:38 Eastern, it's Kansas City and New York. Your probable starters for these two games, as MLB loads it up, it's Skubal versus Boyd for Cleveland, and it's Cole Reagans versus Carlos Rodon for the Yankees.
Ooh, Carlos Rodon, former White Sox prospect. I remember him. Okay. I said I'd share a couple of broadcast stories before we get out of here. I got a couple good ones. When Victor came to... No, actually, I said I'd share this one. When I was with Chicago State in 2008, there was a big mix-up because I was supposed to go to Houston with the Chicago State for men's and women's basketball for a regular season matchup against Texas Rio Grande Valley, UTGR. It was Texas Pan American at the time. Didn't make it. Well, they made sure I was on the travel party for the postseason tournament for the women. And let me put it this way. It was the first time I had ever flown on a plane with a team. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was just told to be on campus by 8:30 because the vans took off at 9 for O'Hare Airport. I was there, made sure I got there, parked my car, got my bags. Everything was good. Then we get on the plane, and I'm 3/4 of the way asleep. Then we took off. Shh. And I completed the word when we took off.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear my worst experience with the flight?
Talk.
So my first year covering real life sports, because I've been covering online for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
First year covering sports, live in person. I went to Independence Community College to call their game against Garden City. And that was traveling on that bus was it was an experience. It wasn't a good one.
Oh yeah.
This is my first time out of Topeka ever. And this is after I got declined by Washburn to call their games at home. Yeah, because they needed somebody who could go home and away, and I'm like, I don't got the gas money for that.
Right.
And they're like, well, we're not gonna have you ride with us. So I was like, well, then I'm not gonna take this. So I went to Independence. They were like, yeah, we can get you this one. We can have you travel with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an amazing experience. Being able to talk with the players, get to know them. My first set of interviews was amazing.
Yep.
The players already took a liking to me, and my first year finished as a broadcaster. Independence ended up winning the state championship that year.
Isn't that fun?
And then one of the JUCO players actually ended up going D1. I don't remember who it was, but I remember he said he went to USC after that year.
Nice.
That's nice.
And I'm still in contact with him. I don't know if he's still at USC, but yeah, it was amazing. Imagine, growing up in Kansas, and then you're told, you know what, you're going to play Division I ball for a ranked school, and you're like, huh?
Exactly.
I don't think he was a starter. I don't think. Being able to say you were on the USC Trojans is a story in itself.
Yes.
But I'm in my third year calling sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I tried Washburn again and I got denied.
Oh, been there.
But I got a press pass for my high school. So I'll be able to go out in the field, talk to players, do some age. If for those who don't know, there's a YouTuber called AJ Green. There's destroying as well.
Mm-hmm.
They do that style of content. I tried doing that. You got to have a lot of respect and a lot of ball knowledge in order to do that. And I don't got too much ball knowledge on my end. But
hang around.
Second year was even worse because that was our first year that JUCO actually went out of state for a game.
Ooh. Yeah.
And we played.
Been there.
Oh my Lord.
Been there. Listen, I want to tell y'all about my worst travel experience. And I mean, absolute worst was 2013. I was covering Michigan City Marquette Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was covering Trinity International up in Deerfield, Illinois. And I didn't have any wheels at the time. Somehow, I don't know how the hell I did this, but I got from Michigan City, Indiana to Deerfield, Illinois by train. I got no sleep whatsoever, even on the 45-minute train ride from downtown Chicago to Deerfield. Because after I got off the train in Deerfield, I had to find a taxi cab to hustle over to Trinity International because we were leaving at 5:30 in the morning to go to frickin' South Dakota.
I got to tour SDSU's facilities. Oh my lord.
We were going to South Dakota at 5 in the morning.
You're like,
and
why?
I had
Going there.
5
a.m. 5 a.m. We had a football game between Trinity International of Deerfield and Trinity International of South Dakota.
And at 4:59 and 59 seconds,
my head started banging.
Oh no.
I felt horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The kids were gathering around. They were stretching. They were yawning. They were going, "Oh man, I feel great. I slept." I didn't sleep.
I didn't sleep. At all.
What sleep?
And the coach was like, "Uh-oh." Did the trip. We got to Minnesota, broke for lunch, got back on the bus, got to South Dakota, did a walkthrough, and it was 100 degrees. It was 100 degrees, and we were doing this walkthrough.
Oh no.
My stomach can't take anymore.
Nope.
My stomach was done. Get back to the hotel. Kirk Warrett, who's a very dear friend of mine. I'm still in contact with him to this day. Got up to me, handed me in my itinerary, and said, "Go to bed. I changed your room. You don't have a roommate. Go to bed. We need you." I went and fell right out.
Yep.
Here's the kicker. I get to the stadium, and Victor, you know this story. I got to the stadium the next day, and the equipment wouldn't work.
I remember that. Because Snowman called me. And the thing is, you understand.
Oh, I was mad.
You understand something. Snowman does not call people when he's on assignment. In fact, he made it a rule not to call him on assignment, which I unfortunately broke one time because I didn't know he was
and
on
assignment. And I laughed at you when I did the uniform descriptions.
I was on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to give him a call, see how he's doing. And all of a sudden I hear him, describing the uniforms like, oh, never mind.
Yep.
But he called me. He said, "I'm mad." And I'm like, "Why are you mad?"
You mad? Yeah. Why?
Yep. That's about how it went.
And we spent a good 30 minutes troubleshooting all your equipment.
Everything. From the mixer on, and nothing worked. So finally, the folks at Stretch Internet called me and said, "Are you doing this game?" "Yep, and I'm going to do it the most unconventional way I know how." "Well, how's that?" "By phone. I put this headset on, I put the phone in my ear, and I did the call."
Yep.
Oh Lord. But yeah, I quit calling independents last year, and oh Lord, am I glad I did, because Garden City destroyed Indy in homecoming, and I'm like, oh my. You want to know what the final score was?
What?
57-7.
Oh my God.
Garden City.
I've seen worse.
After.
We got to go. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. So long, everybody.